a new thing we need to introduce to people too, and I'm very excited about it. It's called ADD52, All Deaf Digital.
Yeah.
And we have the legends, Russell Simmons and Steve Rifkind, who have come together to create this platform.
That's right.
Explain to me what this is. What does that mean? All Deaf Digital and why 52? Like, talk about
All Deaf Digital. We talked about but last time we was together.
That's right.
And this idea that we want to give expression to artists who are locked out.
Okay.
And you know how artists have to fly to New York and they stand in front of Hot 97 or whatever.
And music.
Right. They stand there with their music. The digital age is different, obviously. I mean, there's an artist, for instance, who had 1.5 million hits on YouTube. He lives in Philly, and he's just sitting there. And even in Philly radio, they didn't fuck with him. Right? Even in Philly radio. So we went there yesterday, day before yesterday.
What's his name?
Yesterday.
Taib Ali.
Taib Ali, right?
Taib Ali.
Right. So his record is now, we signed him. But we put him on, we have a platform where we put out 52 artists with digital distribution, and we're doing it with Samsung.
Okay.
Samsung has a big support system that they're going to help us to expose. In fact, they're shooting Taib Ali and the girls you're going to meet later on Friday for a TV commercial. And they're doing a lot other things, and so are we. And since we are multimedia, artists always talk about 360. But if you want a pair of shoes, I can make you shoes. If you want to be in a movie as Taib, I think I have a movie for him. Our girls, one of them is a movie as an actress. So I'm making a bunch of movies and television. So the idea that we can help an artist in real artist development, which is something record companies, because of their infrastructure and the cost, they haven't been so great at lately.
Well, I always point to when the record companies became publicly traded entities, right? And the shareholders quarterly budgets and all these things, and shareholders and stock prices, it cut out the creative process and the development process, right?
That's one of the things that happened as a result of that. Obviously, their quarterly profits, they're putting records out when they don't have to come and all that. So we're not restricted by it. We're an independent company. And our infrastructure is mostly about our digital reach. Steve likes to talk, and he's going to talk about this. Steve likes to talk about our company and the 22 million subs that we have.
Subscribers.
Subscribers that we have through Awesomeness. And what we're developing at All Deaf Digital, our subs, because Awesomeness is our partner.
So you guys are a content company,
you guys
are a content company, not a record label.
That's right. So we have comedy and poetry. Like we have all those comics who are locked out. Because if you remember Martin and Jamie and Cedric and Bernie and Chris and Steve Harvey, right? After that, no niggas got a break, except Kevin Hart, who was Def Comedy Jam.
And Kevin
Hart,
but
he sold 60,000 seats in 2 minutes.
He used digital and social media to build his following.
Exactly, but he also sold 60,000 tickets in 2 minutes, and they put him in every movie. And JB Smoove is, how many 40-year-old niggas needed a break? He happened to be on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he deserves what he got, but there are a lot of 40-year-old black comedians who could have been on that show.
And comedians in general.
In general. So I built a platform to give artists expression. Steve comes along, and he's a bull. And he has some acts already signed, including the ones you're going to meet. He's a bull, for real. Steve is amazing.
If you don't know Steve Rifkind, he might fight you. He might run you over. He may not laugh ever. Ever.
I showed the nigga the funniest thing in the world. He's like, yeah, I think it's okay. I said, what the fuck? This is a comedy. We shot a comedy for All Deaf Digital. I showed it to him. He's like, it's all right.
And if you don't know, Steve Rifkind brought us Mobb Deep, brought us Wu-Tang Clan, brought us Akon, brought us, I'm trying to think.
Melanie Fiona,
Cellar. But I'm going to the 90s. Cellar Dwellers.
Wow.
Loud Records, of course. And Funkmaster Flex, 60 minutes of funk flex flavor. What do you got, Laura Styles?
No, I just had a question. How do you find these new artists? Strictly on the popularity that they build for themselves
Let
online?
me say this. The plan is to have the people curate. We have thousands of submissions now daily. We're going to get hundreds of thousands of submissions at some point. And the people will have dialogue about and have artists rise to the top of the chart. The company was jump-started by Steve's genius. In other words, he signed these girls, a while ago that you're going to meet. And they're like 19 now, 19, 18.
They're 19.
All 19, all three of them. So, but he's had them for 2 years. So the point I'm making is we're jump-starting All Deaf Digital, but the reality is the platform is built so that people can curate. Funny thing is everything that builds up, like you could have the #1 act in Detroit. And I was in the radio because we went with the girls to Detroit because that's where they from. And I'm in the radio and the #1 rapper in the community, everybody loves him. He gets very few spins, even though the people love him, and he sells tickets. But when you revisit that city with that artist with a plan to make them national, the radio can feel more comfortable supporting them.
And why do you think that is? You know, and I can speak from the programming side, obviously being in the business.
I don't know, but you can probably tell me better. But well, for instance, these girls, when I went to we went to Philadelphia yesterday.
Yeah.
We fucked with the radio. The radio played Taheeb's record. They're like, we're so glad he's going to make it out of Philly. He's going to mean everything to Philly.
Yeah.
He's from Philly.
Right.
He has 1.5 million hits on the internet, and he's got a hit record underground in Philly. Why didn't you add it? Well, they want him to make it out of Philly. Right. They think that he should be the pride of Philly. And his video
I think a lot of times, you know, we've become so corporate in radio and the way we get our ratings, taking that risk on an artist. We want to know that there's a plan in place for them to market themselves beyond us just playing the song.
That's exactly right. That's why
and even back to let's jump to Wu-Tang Clan or Mobb Deep. When Loud Records came along, Steve Rifkind, you had a big street team force that you had already set up in the city. And I think when that came along, that helped jumpstart those careers as well.
I mean, it jumpstarted. And the thing is, going back even to the digital side of things, you know, we talked about All Def Digital. We also have an MCN, which stands for Multi-Channel Network. So,
and is that like
that's really, it's our A&R sauce. It's our street team. So
it's
right
the
now,
structure.
So right now we only have 5-6 channels, but we already have over 1 billion views. And we already have over 3 million subs in less than a month.
Wow.
So we have Spoken Reasons, who's probably the biggest urban YouTube comedian artist on YouTube.
He is the biggest, numbers-wise.
We have DJ Ski. We have Hoop Mixtape, which is highlights for high school basketball players.
Dope.
And we have Dorm Entertainment.
But we do shows with the #1 Latino YouTuber. You have them. You signed and brought to us Spoken Reasons, who's the #1 black YouTuber.
Yeah.
But we have a show with Mr. Ego, #1 Latino, and we're getting a show with the Asian kid.
So the MCN. So once we develop this. And if say it goes to, we're going to keep it, to us it's more about quality over quantity. So we don't need to have 500,000 channels. We could have 100 channels, but it truly means something. So if it's Russell making a movie or if it's the girl, we're going to use that as our promotion vehicle. So
his new street team.
So it's the new street team. It's our new A&R sauce. And we believe this could also be one of the biggest advertising agencies in the world.
So that's how you're going to sustain
Steve
it.
Got so much vision. He's walked into this company and every idea has come out. He's the one who said put out a single a week. And we were like, you're crazy. 52 singles. And why? Because these artists are bubbling up on their own.
Right.
They already got a platform, and we give them a break.
But let's jump. I want to jump to the.
We can't ask you to play 52 singles.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Right? But
why not?
But
ain't nobody got time for all that. but what I do want to talk about is the economic structure, right? Because you're talking about the creative process, right? And these people they have these huge fan bases, but obviously this business model has to sustain itself in some way. And so I heard you bring up the advertiser.
Yes.
So you're going to basically use this network as something that now an advertiser could jump in and say, hey, I want to reach these young people or this or that.
I mean, our channel is it's urban based, you know, and Russell likes to call it now urban pop.
Can we get rid of the term urban? Well,
urban only means, if I say urban, I have a different view of it. Let me tell you something. Living in L.A., all I fight every day is segregation. And I fight it from the white side because that's the real infrastructure, but I also fight it from the black side because they accept that. You know, and in fact, they fight to keep the infrastructure because it keeps the job. You know, if you're a black comedian, you get off the plane, right, and you go to L.A. and you go to a Comedy Store, for instance, or any store, but the Comedy Store, for instance, that's on Sunset. You go to the Comedy Store and say, I'm funny, I'm black, I'm from Arkansas, I don't know any other black people, but I'm funny. Nigga, I'll see you on Chocolate Sunday.
What's Chocolate Sunday?
Well, that's when niggas play.
That's the black
Wild Wednesday, Terrible Tuesday. I'll see you when the black people play. And that infrastructure is the reason that there's been no new developments. Although people deserve a break, they haven't gotten a break. When you play in Chocolate Sunday, what I do every Wednesday, Steve and I have a show, All Def Digital Comedy, Wednesdays. We sell out an entire theater and oversell that theater. We make white people watch black comedians. We make agents and producers and writers and directors see those comedians.
Right.
And never mind what they're going to do, all the movies I have are integrated in such a way that...
But the reason I bring up getting rid of
because they haven't done it. They've been segregated.
No, because the reason I bring that up is because urban is a geographical term about... it's meaning inner city. It's the opposite of suburban, which means outside the city, right? But urban has become black.
Exactly, but the real urban is just cool from the city.
That's it.
That's enough. And that's cool. Urban does mean on the surface The city.
Yeah, metropolitan.
Right? Exactly, and that's where the shit is coming from. That's where most of the hot stuff. And so the idea of framing content as urban,
but see,
is only
the advertiser, when they hear urban, they hear cheaper. They hear not as important.
Yes,
but
they hear black.
They hear black.
But we're going to make it where it's not cheaper anymore.
Well, urban, that's always been not always from the beginning. I believe that hip hop and all black culture needs to be integrated into the mainstream. I'm sending JB Smoove to Sweden to solve a crime. He can't be a lead in the white people's world unless I do it. Well, I'm doing every movie I have, even the World Star movie is about a white guy, from the suburbs who loves this black hip hop guy, and they have to go to the city, and his whole life is based on watching this black rapper become a star. And everything is integrated. I got the guy from what's the crazy Project X. Going to a black school to do Legally Blonde, chase his black girl to a black university to figure out how to...
you're doing cross-cultural
because it's just natural to me.
Makes sense.
From Walk This Way to the Beastie Boys to everything I've done has been about giving opportunity so black artists can shine, not be Kevin Hart with Sylvester Stallone and fucking De Niro. Kevin Hart's the lead.
Right.
Surround him with the rest of the world and make that world mainstream. Everything ain't got to be segregated.
ADD52, Russell Simmons and Steve Rifkind have come together, and it sounds promising. Russell, before I let you jump up, currently, while we're talking to you, Chuck D, step on in, Rosenberg. Grab Rifkin's mic. Not that I want to put not that I want to put the white guys on the same mic. Pause.
What's up, baby? My nigga.
Chuck D is angry, as Chuck D normally is, and he has something to say. And he was angry with Hot 97 because of 50 Cent and Slow Bucks got into a skirmish at Summer Jam. He called Summer Jam a sloppy mess. Obviously, I take offense to that because I produced Summer Jam, and there was an incident there, but majority of everything that went on, other than that 30 seconds, was amazing.
It was positive.
Right?
Slow Buck and 50 Cent.
Queens. It's Queens.
I know that. I'm saying. I'm just about to ring a bell. I'm saying, my niggas, both of them.
Yeah, so they currently are not getting along. Anyway, we cleaned up the mess, and here comes Chuck D saying Hot 97's made hip-hop a sloppy mess, which Rosenberg took offense to. And
young culture is going to be a sloppy mess. That's what young culture does. Young culture, they're alternative by nature. They fight the mainstream. They create new, and they rebel. Okay. So that's what youth culture is about.
So you're agreeing with Chuck or disagreeing with Chuck?
No, I'm saying, niggas is just going to do what the young kids are going to do, and you have to give them as much direction as we can and support. We say, 50, don't fight Slow Buck. And Slow Buck, leave 50 alone. That's what we're going to say. Right. That's what you say to young people.
Right.
And I think that's just a natural occurrence.
And by the way,
it happens.
That happened. I stepped in. I've cleaned it up. I'm trying to manage it.
Good.
But the real reason I brought Rosenberg in here and I wanted to address Chuck is because Chuck has always had a problem, and as he should, because he's from the group Public Enemy, with corporate structure, capitalism taking advantage of hip-hop.
Yeah, but I know where we're going with this. Let me say this to you. You either want your freedom of speech or you want the corporation to censor you. The fact is that if there's a problem with the black community, if the culture of black community is, in ways sloppy, some part of it is sloppy, then there are lots of core root causes. You could say the prison industrial complex that locked up all these innocent people, educated them in criminal behavior, and dumped them back in the hood. And then jail culture became part of our fabric. So if they've helped destroy the fabric of our community, let's point to the prison industrial complex. But the expression by the artists of that sad reality is not something we can censor, stop, or we should want to. So we want voices like Chuck D that gives us clear direction on maybe in some cases very clear direction on how we can better ourselves. But we also want the truth. Truth is there's 56 kids getting shot in one weekend in Chicago, and Chief Keef gonna rap. And Chief Keef should rap, or we might not even know about Chicago, which has been the case a lot of times before rap came along. We didn't even know about our sick realities.
But see, when Hot 97 plays a Chief Keef song, people say, well, you're contributing. Even though we don't play Chief Keef.
Well, throughout history, the poets have been at fault for the societal ills. They've always blamed the poets. It's always the rappers, or it's always the poets, it's always the artists. They say what's on people's minds. If a man thinks of sex every 11 seconds, and then somebody sings ass and titties, that's his job to sing what niggas is thinking. You know, so we wish they were always thinking Jesus walks. You understand? But niggas, we're not always thinking it. So I don't, you know, Chuck. I like what Chuck does. I love it, but I would not blame the messenger. You know, or I
think he's looking at us as corporate structure, and he wants some accountability levied against the owners.
I can't expect you to censor artists. I'd be very upset if I thought that corporations, white men, would tell niggas what they can't say.
Well, there's also a conversation about how...
That's what he's saying.
No, there's also a conversation started by him about how basically radio is, and us in particular, is the downfall of society. And you, of all people, would remember that radio, and you as well, Steve, radio as it exists today is not that different than it's ever been. You know what I'm saying? Radio has always been a business.
Well, y'all ain't letting niggas kick baby in the belly no more. The belly and the baby. What? You know, them to my NWA, remember that?
Yeah.
There were records that were more... that was scarier.
Oh, in the 80s, yes.
Of course. I mean, but the point is, we got past that. And now, I was honored this weekend by the Roth School. This was a moment for me. And I'm honored at the Roth School, and Courtney Ross, who was married to Steve Ross, who built Warner Brothers, has this school, and they give scholarship to children in the hood. You believe in the Hamptons, and Bridgehampton is the hood.
Yeah.
So they got 30% of those kids go to school on scholarship. They have this big fundraiser. I'm a part of it. I always give them money and I always show up, and now this year I was honored. So when I was honored, so they decided they're going to play Russell's records.
Ew.
So, okay, so everybody's old. I mean, I'm with my girl, and she's like, damn, these niggas are old. Like, you're like, everybody here is like 80, 70. But there was some that were 50. And they seem old too, because niggas like me don't realize I'm 50, right? So I'm sitting there, and she's sitting there, and she's not 50. And
really, Russell, you don't say the woman you're dating is not 50. What?
So anyway, so they opened up with Rapper's Delight. Okay, so I'm dancing on the floor as a bunch of old white women. And I'm like, because I'm the honoree, I'm happy, I'm holding my little trophy, and I'm dancing and shit, and I'm looking around, there's like a bunch of old white women. I mean, really old. And they're singing every fucking word. And then, after they're singing every word, it was Khalil Muhammad, yet our best
trained,
best refused to fight. And then Public Enemy came on, and the crowd went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So so this is 20 years later, 25 years later, this is what I'm listening to, and I'm watching all these old people dancing.
And Russell.
And they're not angry.
But
even though Russell, it was Khalil, and they understood, half of them understood what rebellion, what reason, and why a Malcolm, that's like we all respect Malcolm. Niggas was even afraid of Malcolm. Or Farrakhan, one day they look back and say, yeah, he was right about certain things. We 100% right.
And we do that with Chuck.
And Chuck's not wrong, but I'm saying, but the fact is, now Chuck's record is accessible to this audience when it used to be so scary.
But remember, the biggest...
And it made me feel old. That's what really hurt.
Yo, Russell.
What hurt me is that I felt like I was
those Public Enemy concerts, when you put Public Enemy and Beastie Boys on tour together.
Right.
The largest audience and consumer of Public Enemy was always college white kids.
That's right.
I mean, you would say...
But he was saying still, but they were being rebellious at the time.
But still...
They were not the mainstream. They were just people who were rebelling and listening to Public Enemy.
But they were not mainstream. But would you say, as the man who sold Public Enemy records, would you say that far and away the biggest Public Enemy audience...
They shot my office up over Public Enemy. They're snipers. I was laying on the ground. They were shooting at my office.
Who?
The JDL. The Jewish Defense League, shooting at my office.
Yeah,
sniper, got arrested. My whole office on the floor.
And he claimed he was with the JDL.
Huh?
He said he was with the JDL. The shooter.
No, not the Jewish. Which one's the?
Yeah, it was probably JDL.
Or JDL for real. No,
JDL.
Not ADL. Look, Herb Foxman wasn't shooting, but he had plenty to say. But Abe Foxman was not shooting. But the JDL, the head of the JDL, was the sniper.
But was the biggest audience that ever bought Public Enemy records?
They were non-African American, yes. And because they were interested, just like supporters of lots of movements,
supporters of Hot 97, 60% of Hot 97's audience is not black.
Yeah, I believe that.
I mean, it's like I talk about multicultural things. We have a Latin woman, we have a Jewish guy, we have Spanish people who work here, we have black people who work here.
But the voice of struggle in our community
is black.
Sometimes it's very positive, and sometimes it's just very real and hard to digest.
And the people dealing with the most are black and brown people in this country, and thus that's where the music comes from.
And that's where and the poison we referred to when I said 95% of the people in jail under those drug laws are people of color.
That's right.
Which is horrible since whites and blacks use and sell drugs the same way.
So
that's what we should be pointing to.
We all agree that Chuck's voice is necessary.
And good and powerful.
Some followers of Chuck take issue with Rosenberg saying that Chuck was trolling for attention.
Well, people were mad at me that I had the gall and audacity to speak back to someone I admire, and I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I believe Chuck D.
I don't think he's trolling. I think he meant every word. I think you guys might have been a little.
He is pushing a new app. Let's just talk about it. He is pushing a new app.
Well, the new app is about truth, probably. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. But it's probably about, he's probably promoting a platform
Russell, understand trolling is about getting attention for something that you're trying to spark a debate about, spark controversy.
It's not an evil conversation
it's not
about.
Bad.
Yeah, I call him a troll every day.
But
he's the biggest troll. He's a professional.
Niggas is trying to promote what they're trying to promote.
Yeah, for sure.
That's reasonable.
And all Chuck would have to do is
cool with that.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't like the nigga. Niggas say I was trolling. I wouldn't be happy with that.
No, Chuck's not mad at it.
Other people trolling. You know what I mean?
No, you are. You troll. You
probably do too.
I got a book, by the way.
We got the girls behind us.
Yo, let the young ladies. Russell, enough for you. Enough for you.
I want to talk about the girls, though.
Okay, set the girls up.
These girls, Steve found these girls. He's been working with them forever. He's going to tell you a little bit, too. These girls are a real priority. I said 52 songs. This is our first group. This is a hit. This is already added to BET. This is already added to MTV's all their 4 different playlists, the little ones they have. And it's something that the phones lit up the day we played it in Detroit, where they're from. So I don't know that everything was, but their album is amazing. There's a big investment in them. They're not just one of the 52 acts. They're the special act that opens it.
And this is kicking off ADD52.
That's right.
Yes. The name is Love
Dollhouse.
They're beautiful girls. Yo, for you hip hop fans out there, the record samples "Impeach the President." Got that beat in there, sounded real nice. All right, young ladies, introduce yourselves. Start with you and go around.
Okay.
Love Dollhouse. Go ahead.
Yes. What's up, guys? I'm Ryan.
This is Jazz.
And this is Chelsea.
And they are
Love Dollhouse.
You guys practice that all the time, right?
All the time.
Yeah, we got it down.
I was watching your music video. Ebro, they can dance their little butts off.
And
they can sing. And, at first, when you watch something, you're like, eh. So they're amazing.
Thank you.
Russell's not lying. You guys can sing beautifully. You guys can dance. And I was really impressed.
Thank you so much.
So you guys started as a duo, right?
Oh, no. We did start as a trio all the time.
Okay.
But me and Jasmine met back in 7th grade. So we've been in a group for almost 8 years now. It's crazy. But yeah, so we met each other, and then it was another girl. And then we went through some different transitions. And then just last year we met Chelsea.
Hey, what up?
It seems like 10 years that we've known her, though.
I know.
It's crazy.
When you guys were on, what is it, America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
It was just you two.
It was the third.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've already booted one girl out the group for acting up.
No, she wanted to go to college, actually.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I respect it.
So did we. We were like, that's fine,
Are you guys continuing education? You're what, 19?
Yeah.
Are you guys planning go back to college? Any plans of that? Study music, study acting,
maybe,
any of that? Or
but I mean,
school's not for everybody.
We're taking it one step at a time. Actually,
Right.
I started out at school, and then I actually sacrificed that for this opportunity. So.
And where are you guys from?
Michigan, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
And what parts? All I know is this downtown part, and there's nothing down there.
From
Yeah,
Detroit,
no,
but
it's
we
not.
live in the suburbs of Detroit.
Yeah, we're from Detroit, but
Yeah.
we moved out.
Parents moved out, got a house with a yard,
Yeah.
and less
Basically.
violence.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
Literally cars stolen all the time when we lived there. It's crazy.
So, is there a lead vocalist? Do you guys all do leads? How does this work? To explain us the dynamic.
All.
Everybody's got their own song that they do.
No.
No,
that
we
would be
all
kind of
have-
crazy.
Yeah, we all have our parts, and they're significant parts, and we throw our individuality on each part, and it's just us.
So I heard when Rifkind was in here and Russell, they said that you've been working with Steve for a few years now.
Yeah.
And so now they have ADD52. You're the feature act. Love Dollhouse on that label. And what's the name of the song, Laura? Do you remember the name?
No, I just saw the video today.
Can I?
Can I? Yes.
Can I? Can I hear some of the song?
Of
Of
course you
course,
can.
yeah.
All right, let's hear it. Go ahead. It's on you.
Here.
Thank you. I wanna know, can I get a piece of that L-O-V-E? Yeah, I wanna know, can I get a little more T-I-M-E? Said I wanna know, how you move, what you do, can you throw it down? Oh, what you working with, show me right now. Can I
Can I, oh.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yo, clap in the room, man. They wasn't mad off key sounding nuts. It sounded like something.
And they were ready to go as soon as you asked them. You know, sometimes people choke up.
It's early.
Yeah.
You want to hear another one? No. No, I'm just being cocky. No, I'm just playing.
So, who's boyfriend? Who has boyfriends? Because I know the young dudes looking at y'all like fresh meat out.
Oh, gosh.
No dating?
Chelsea's single and ready to mingle.
You guys always telling me.
We do.
Ryan and Jasmine.
We do.
Yeah, we do have boyfriends.
So, Ryan, boyfriend.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Yeah,
and
Chelsea's
Chelsea.
single.
young light skin, keeping it single. Huh? Young light skin. Yo, don't get crazy and start acting mad light skin.
Oh, what is that? You
Nah,
light skin.
I'm dark skinned. Y'all just don't know.
No, you light skin.
Y'all
How
just
long have you
don't
guys been
know.
with your boyfriends?
Mine is Ryan. About 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much.
Do you think your boyfriend's gonna be able to deal with all the thirsty dudes and you being around rappers and other artists and basketball? You know, because that normally, Laura Stiles could speak to this.
Yeah. It happens. Sometimes men get intimidated. They get jealous. Sometimes they can't handle a woman that's working all the time.
Yes.
You know, maybe sometimes you don't have time for him. You're on the road.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It is very hard, but you know, so far it's been good, and you know, it's just like we're having fun, you know, so it's no pressure or anything.
You guys
right
are keeping
now.
it light. You're not really trying to get too serious.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're serious, but you know, he's very ready for this life.
All right.
I feel.
Well, my advice to y'all, and you know, people could disagree if they want, don't rush and get married too soon.
Yeah, no.
Don't rush and have
I don't
kids
want
too
to get
soon.
married
Say it
till I'm
one more
like
time.
27, 26 maybe.
That's
even.
so young.
27, 26 is still
Really?
so young.
That is?
I feel like you don't realize it until you get there.
Yeah,
You're like,
probably.
oh, damn, I'm still trying to go to the club.
I know. I mean, and we still want our careers to be going at that time,
Yeah.
so it's like a thing
Definitely.
where.
I mean, there's
So-
definitely sacrifices with a family. Jasmine, what's up with your relationship? Talk about it.
I mean, it's pretty much the same. I mean, he understands. He's an artist too, so
Oh,
you know,
okay.
we both understand.
So he gets
we
it.
Both, we both want the same thing out of our careers. So, yeah,
How long you guys been together?
we've been together for 8 months, so it's
new.
fairly
Oh,
new.
it's
yeah.
fresh.
Mhm.
Where'd you meet him? Talk about the whole thing.
He's from Detroit too.
Okay.
He's based in Los Angeles now. We met in Detroit.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah. Are you guys gonna bring your boyfriends around? Like, is it gonna be a part of, like, you know, he's gonna be backstage with you? He's gonna be famous. You guys gonna do this like power couple thing?
I mean, who knows? I mean, my boyfriend's a drummer. He'll probably be like, you know, our drummer for us someday.
Yeah,
Who
I mean, I
knows?
feel like
That's
they
dope.
will be around because our boyfriends are like close too. So
Yeah.
they work together and make music
okay.
together too. So
Do you guys
probably
put photos on Instagram of each other? Like,
they
"Hey,
do.
my boo."
Yeah,
they have
I do all the
cutest
time.
pictures.
all the time. We make like a freaking magazine out of
Yeah,
it. I
they're
don't
like
even know.
They're like that picture perfect couple.
Thanks.
And then third wheel. I mean, light skin. I mean,
Wait a minute. No,
Chelsea's definitely.
Listen,
she's not a third
You want to
wheel.
go? I can hold my own. Let's go. Next question.
so what are you looking for in a man though? You're the single one. So a man approaches you. How does he do it? Like, is
he
it?
has to be funny. He has to be funny. You have to have a good sense of humor. Then you have to be smart. You have to be able to keep up with me. You have to be witty. Keep me on my toes.
Are you even looking for somebody?
Not really.
No.
She's focused.
I'm focused.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm going with the flow.
Dating, going on dates, accepting dating offers, even.
Accepting offers.
So if somebody wants to take you to dinner and hang out, you cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
But further than that, jump offs. You have a
Yeah.
side. You have a little jump off. You got a little something that you turn to when it gets lonely nights.
No, I don't. No, you don't. You know what? I'm content. I'm comfortable with myself. I don't rely on a companion. Like I have girlfriends. I have my family. Like I'm fine. I'm good. But if something comes my way, then I'm just going with the flow. I'm not looking for anything. If it finds me,
That's usually how you find
Yeah,
the good
you
stuff.
shouldn't
anyway.
look at anything.
Well, they are Love Dollhouse. They have a song and it's Can I?
Can I? Yes.
And they can actually sing, and they're actually fun and good people, and I think we should all rally behind them and support them. Word?
Yeah.
Or nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about it?
All right, thanks for coming by, you guys.
Thank you guys so much.